You know, the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has come a long, long way from the era of the Labour leader number one. You know who I'm talking about. His word was gospel to the generation. When any planned action by it was greeted, we have moved from that time when the Labour leader number one's word was gospel. Now it is a generation that the NLC cannot really move anything. In fact, there's a great dispassion whenever the NLC barks. Now, the NLC said it will hold a one-day national protest to force the federal government to meet the demands of university-based unions. NLC President Ayuba Waba made the announcement while declaring open NEC. NEC is the National Executive Council of the Congress in Abuja. Affiliate unions are intimate members, intimate members about the one-day strike. Come on. Are we waiting to see who blinks first?
We will. Who
blinks first?
Well, it depends on, I don't know how the federal government will take this, but I know the NLC will definitely go on their one-day, they call it sympathy strike, because ASUU is part of the NLC. SANU is also part of the NLC. NASU is part of, and NAT. They are also all part of the NLC, all members or affiliates of NLC. This strike has been lingering for long. Since February 14th, we've been having series of meetings, and yet every time they go for this meeting, it has always been deadlocked. It's like nobody wants to shift ground. And I want to believe that the only person who should shift ground here should be the federal government. Okay. Because if they really have the interest of the youths at heart, they also know the importance of education. They shouldn't, the strike shouldn't linger this long.
Thank God you are not striking a bet here. But when the NLC tells you it will go on a one-day sympathy strike, you called it.
Citizen, thank God they didn't say 1 week. They said 1 day. So they can easily do the 1 day.
And we no go no.
Well, definitely we won't. But this one, I'm very sure they are affiliates.
Bola knows how the Yorubas put it. They say, if you use 40 years to practice madness.
When are you going to demonstrate the madness?
How many years ago took care?
But a journey of a mile starts with a step.
Okay.
So now that they have started with one step of using 1 day to show if they can ground the economy for 1 day, that is if they can ground the economy for 1 day, then the FG will take them seriously. But if they can't, and then some of their affiliates, especially if, I want to say this, if they can use the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, if they use them and say, guys, pack your buses, don't carry anybody, nobody should go to work, and then the federal government fills it back then, and then maybe Pengasing and New Peng also join. That is when we can now know that NLC is serious about this sympathy strike. But if not,
don't use national.
Don't
use national.
I'm giving them expo.
You are giving them expo. You are giving them a bite to the strike.
No. But ASUU should tell me what has happened since the autocyclists were banned from 6 local governments in Lagos.
You see, the Nigerian situation is quite unfortunate. Okay?
Even if man-made.
Okay, man-made, you see. Like I said it here on this program, when the Speaker of the House of Representatives met the leadership of ASUU, the Minister of Labor, the Minister of Finance, and they said, look, the matter was settled. I said, look, with what I knew, the House can only legislate. The issue of implementation of agreements, execution, it should be done by the executive, the federal government. And I knew this government. I knew how the Nigerian states behaves. Okay? You see, the first thing is this. Look, the issue of this strike will always come into play every now and then, even after resolving the ASUU strike and other university union strike. Okay? Why? Any agreement that you know that you cannot, keep, you cannot fund by going into it in the first system.
When last week the Minister of Labour said an invitation to ASUU was accepted and ASUU dismissed that news,
Yes.
What struck you?
What struck me, yes, is the normal Nigerian state. I wasn't surprised.
Okay.
I wasn't. Because let me tell you one thing. As I said, this matter, I pray that they should resolve it. Just pay them. And that will be the end of it for a while. And then the issue will rest again.
Yeah.
Because now we are talking of implementation of past agreement. The review of the agreement that are already outdated for review, they have not done that. Then what are we saying?
They've not started discussing that.
They have not even started discussing that. Then what are we saying?
Do you know
Now, it's only university now. We have other unions in other sectors of the economy that are waiting for the federal government. It's good that all the universities, all the unions in the universities, they are now on strike so that the issue will be resolved together. Then it will come to the issue of poly, then College of Education, then NUT. Then what are we saying? Then we have other sectors there. For how long?
Asukwa, sometimes I wonder if it is true that when a feud goes on for too long a time between two people, the two of them are wrong.
Exactly.
Does it make sense to you?
Well, it depends on what the feud itself. If it is for personal reasons, that is when, that is if it's for personal reasons and it is for their own interests.
Commenced in 2009. How many years now?
Yes. So it means that one person is not sitting down to address that matter. Because, left for me, if after 2009 that they signed this agreement, there was another agreement in 2013, there was another one in 2017, the successive governments should have budgeted for all these matters from what they agreed. Because they say government is a continuum. So when one government comes, they are supposed to have addressed it. So it shows how our government don't put high premium on education. Because if they do, ASUU shouldn't be, by now, in 2022, be talking about an agreement that was signed in 2019. Because it's something that they would have addressed maybe in 2010 or 2012. And then they move on into other things. Now we are talking about, we are talking about 2019 matter. Because they will still have to review what the agreement that they made. So nobody is happy. Whether, like you said, nobody, if you look at it, it is the federal government that is wrong in this particular one. Okay. If the universities, I was just looking at one of the things that they said. They said, okay, we want our salaries, we have a system that our salaries...
IPPIS
yes,
and the other, what's the universities on?
UTAS.
UTAS, yeah.
You understand? UTAS. In fact, the federal government should be happy that our own professors have been able to bring out something they called, they brought out an app that will be able to pay them their own salaries. Yeah, but that is because the university is where the knowledge is.
Government says they can't trust UTAS.
Yes. Have they tried it?
They said they've tried it.
Have they tried it?
No, they said they have tried it.
And it is not reliable.
It's not reliable. Yes, they said it's not compliant.
Asukwa, by the same token, can you bet on IPPIS?
That is another problem. Because even with the IPPIS, people are still complaining that they are ghost workers.
Okay. I know ghost... This is about the only country where ghosts will come out in the open.
In the open.
Commit whatever it is and go back, and you allow him.
You had the issue of snake. that swallowed money in
but-
JAMB.
but
Yet
I was
they are
not there.
still we are still using
wait.
IPPIS.
We are not. I was not there. Maybe you were there. I don't remember.